sport mode is a beast. Holy. Well, man, busy day out. We've had a crap load of rain lately, and everybody basically has been staying inside because it sucked. It's been sucking the whole last week. But now it's beautiful out, so everybody's out riding. Pretty cool. So today, I want to talk about dogs and cats. Cats and dogs and cats. This is an interesting topic because obviously there's like a lot of people that feel passionately about dogs and cats, or perhaps, and this is what it seems like it usually is, you're one or the other. Either you love dogs or you love cats. And if you love one, well, I guess in my experience, if you love dogs, then for some reason you hate cats. Like, I've talked to dog lovers who will just, like, they don't give a shit about a cat. Like, they would just as soon kill the cat. They don't even care. If a cat dies, they're like, good riddance. Finally, another cat dead. Which I think is weird. To me, it's not even about cats or dogs or versus or whatever. To me, it's like, if you love animals, if you have a soft spot for animals, but I guess that's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. Maybe dogs are different because of that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what my theory is. But for me, it's like I have a soft spot for animals. Now, here's the deal. Brace yourselves, all right? I am totally a cat person. Now, that doesn't mean that I hate dogs. I actually am like totally an animal person, but in my personal household, we have 2 cats, and I have zero interest in ever having a dog, ever. Not interested at all. Not gonna happen. But if you have a dog, or I come across a dog, or see a dog anywhere, I still, like, I have compassion for animals. Like, there's a little puppy, that's fine. Like, I would go and I'd pet that little doggy, and I'd treat it the same way that I would treat, like, my own cats. That's fine. I would do that to, like, I have a soft spot for animals. I care about them. I'm a compassionate person. I care about them so much that it's like I don't even hunt anymore. I mean, I haven't hunted for a long time, but like, I hunted when I was younger, and it's I just have zero interest in it anymore because it's just, God, I just don't know if I can pull the trigger on it. I don't know. I like observing them, and I have respect for animals. That's a tough topic. I mean, if I had to, if it was a different story and I had to provide for my family or something, and I couldn't just go to the store and buy stuff, whatever, I'd be able to handle myself and make that happen, sure. But since I don't really need to do that, like the sport of it, I like the idea of going out and seeing animals that I can't normally see and being out there with them. Like elk and stuff, that'd be so awesome to ride horse like through the mountains and track down some elk. And then I would just like observing them in nature doing their thing. That's awesome. Africa, go on safaris, see real like lions and giraffes, zebras, and impalas. I would love to see all of that. To kill one and take it, I don't know. I don't know. Just to like hang it on my wall, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. But anyhow, so back to the topic at hand. Cats and dogs. Alright, let's talk about it. So, I'll tell you one story. It's a pretty sad one, and this might contribute to my, I guess, thoughts on cats or dogs. Should I go that way? I was going to go that way, but I decided not to. Alright. So there was a dog when I was a young kid. My grandmother had a dog and 2 cats. I very vaguely remember this dog at my grandmother's, and I think what it's called is a border collie. It looks like Lassie. It was like that, like the Lassie dog. Really pretty, long hair. And I don't remember a whole lot about the dog, but the memories that I do have is it was very nice and docile, and had a fine demeanor. So I remember, I don't know how long it took me to notice or what it was, but at some point the dog was gone, and it must have been some time before I noticed or asked, I guess. But I remember asking, okay, so what happened to the dog? And I don't even remember the dog's name, because I think I was just so young. Anyhow, I asked, and my dad had to tell me about how this dog was afraid of loud noises and stuff, so fireworks and whatever would spook it pretty hard. And they had it chained up to a tree in the yard, and it was 4th of July, and everybody was gone and watching the fireworks elsewhere, and people were lighting off fireworks around and whatever. It's not like it was in town. This was in a little village. You've seen it in other videos. Judson is what it's called. So it had to be people in that little village lighting off fireworks themselves that spooked the dog, not like the city fireworks. So the dog got so spooked it started jumping around, and the crotch of the tree was low enough that it jumped through the crotch of the tree enough times that it hung itself. So when they came home, I wasn't there. When they came home, the dog was hanging there by its leash, dead. So the dog hung itself. So even just thinking about that as a kid, or even now, that's pretty sad. That's a pretty sad thing to deal with. I don't remember it being particularly traumatizing, but I obviously have memories of it and whatever. I don't know if that contributes to the dog thing and not wanting one around. So not wanting one around, it isn't, rooted in that necessarily, but I don't know, it's just one of those things I'm not sure about. So, but that could be somewhere in my subconscious. I'm just full disclosure here. So the real reason why I wouldn't be interested in having an actual dog around right now or any time in my house, my actual thoughts, what I usually tell people is that if I want a child, then I'll have a child. I don't need a dog, an animal that needs my constant attention and needs to be taken to the bathroom and all this crap. Needs constant interaction for all of its life. It never starts figuring it out and goes and takes a shit on its own somewhere that I don't have to worry about it. For all of its life, it has to come to me and whimper or whatever and say, take me outside or do something or throw the ball or give me some food or whatever the hell. So it's at least if I have a kid, even it'll learn how to go take a shit in the toilet on its own. You know what I'm saying? Eventually my kid will learn how to fucking make sandwiches. It'll make its own fucking sandwich and eat it and go about its merry way. You know what I'm saying? At some point, the dog, you have no option. The dog's never going to eat its own sandwich. Unless it finds yours somehow. You left it out. But I don't know. So, anyhow, that's where it stems from me. I don't need that. I don't need all that. In addition, just for some companionship or whatever. To me, it's not worth it. Now, I can't say that if I had a dog somehow plopped into my life or whatever and I bonded with it, maybe things would be different, but just from an outsider right now, I don't even care. I don't have a desire to do that. Now, the cats, I feel like I have just as much bond there as people talk about with their dogs. Now, of course, people bring their dogs everywhere. You can stick your dog in the car and drive it around and you bring it places, and most people are cool with that, and whatever. Where a cat, you're not necessarily going to do that, which I understand, but I'm fine with that because I don't really want to take my cat's place. I don't really want to have a pet that I got to take around or whatever. I don't know. But my cats, it's like ridiculous. I am such a freaking cat person. It's like, I just love my cats. I will schmooze the hell out of them. My cats are pretty special. And I know everybody will say that, but I honestly haven't really met cats like mine. Mine are very social. They have never scratched anybody. They've never hissed at anybody. They've never bitten anybody. Their typical routine is very much like, hey man, how's it going? I'm just going to lay down here. I'm just going to lay down here for you if you want. I'm going to go ahead and lay down. You can pet me if you want to. I mean, if you don't want to, that's cool. I understand. But if you wanted to, like pet my stomach or something, or whatever you wanted to do, just go right ahead. It's fine. And like, that feels like that's what their attitude is. Completely the most laid back situation for a cat you could ever imagine. They're just very chill most of the time. So here we go. I got Mick. That's M-I-C-K. And I have Rocky. That's Rocky as in Rocky Balboa. So that's the Italian Stallion and Mick, the coach. That's what they're named after. Now, there's some inspiration here. There's some kind of a white cat thing within the family. My mother had a white cat before I was born. When I was a small child, she got a white cat, and that cat I grew up with, its name was Misty, full white, is a male, and that cat could be pretty feisty sometimes. It's kind of a badass, actually. I remember one point in time, that was an outside cat. We used to let the cat outside all the time, and I remember that cat would get into fights, man, and I remember watching that cat in the backyard chasing down other cats and just like messing with the cat, like just hitting its back legs, watching it tumble, and then just sitting there like, what up, make your next move, what, you want some of this? And then I remember this huge cat came in and pounced on top of him. Gotta make a pit stop here. Alright, so this other cat pounced on top of him, and Misty just like, it was nuts. I've never seen this before. But the cat on his back bench pressed the other cat and then just shredded the shit out of the underbelly of this cat. Like gutted this cat. It was nuts. It was crazy. Where the other cat basically started kind of got off and was walking away, and blood just coming out the bottom of it, and then died in the woods by there. It was insane. So anyhow, that's the cat I grew up with. Total badass. But my cats now completely chill compared to that. My one orange tabby, Rocky, he has an attitude very much like a dog, where if I'm home during the day and doing stuff like in the house on the weekend or something, doing a house project or whatever, Rocky will follow me around the house. He'll just walk around, follow me. He'll want to be a part of the action. He'll stay up all day. and like he's very energetic. He wants to play. You know, he always wants to like play with the laser or play with a toy or something. He's not like a food whiner. He just wants interaction. He wants input. He wants to hang out. He will be a lap cat sometimes, like in the evening. He'll come and sit down. I mean, mostly just with me, but if he gets to know you, he's cool and will sit on your lap. Other than that, it's like he's just all about playing and hanging out. But he will do the same thing, like flop over and just chill. It's pretty wild. So yeah, that's a different thing, man. I mean, my cats, I'm so bonded with those cats. It's crazy. I love them. Totally love them. Now, I don't know. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what you guys comment. Cats and dogs. Let me know which one do you like more than the other, or if you're like me and pretty much open to, you know, you're compassionate about all animals. You know, whatever you want. I will say, like, I'm at my limit now. 2 cats is like, I don't need any more than that. People have already offered me more cats and junk, and I'm like, no, man. I'm not a crazy cat lady. I like cats. I have a couple so that they can keep each other company, whatever, but that's where I draw the line, man. Anyhow, yeah, let's talk about it. Two-wheel ton. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video, dudes. Catch you later.